Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm, of course, your host, World of Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about the anime tanks in World of Tanks Blitz. Now, we have got a couple of them, actually. We got the IS-2 Pravda, the Firefly Saunders, the Tiger Kuromori Mine, the Panzer IV Onko, and as well the Hetzer Kame, which is quite a bit, and they've all come into the stores for, I think, a couple days ago. And they're actually quite cheap. When you think about it, $10 for a Tier 7 Premium is not a bad price at all. $8 for a Tier 6 Premium as well is not bad. Or $7 even for a Tier 6. So, in today's video, I figured, you know what? Let's talk about the IS-2 Pravda and maybe break down into some of the other vehicles. Obviously, I'm not going to play every tank like the Panzer IV and the Hetzer Kame, but I will talk about these vehicles and tell you if they're worth the price tag of 10, 9, whatever the price is. We'll be breaking down in today's video if I personally feel it is worth the price to get your hands on these tanks. Now, as always, if you want to see more videos like this on more interesting tanks, I guess, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. Now, what is good about the IS-2 Pravda? Well, it's a better IS-2 1945, which is good. I think it looks nice. It's quick, you know. It's got the Pravda sign on the side of it, the mighty Soviet Union itself. But we do have Pravda sign on side, and as well, it's quite a quick tank. For, you know, it being decently well armored, it's decently quick as well. The upper plate's about 180 to 190 millimeters thick if you angle it correctly, which is, of course, good for having all of that armor, but you can see the gun is not the best on the accuracy. But, of course, because it is an IS series tank, this is a 122 millimeter armament, capable of dealing up to 400 and 500 damage rolls with a standard shell, which is pretty dang nice, of course. Who doesn't want to be rolling 400 on enemy opponents? Obviously, I want to be slapping out those big ol' shells. Now, we do got more tanks. We got the KV-2 Menacing off to the side, another pretty deadly Tier 7, and there's more. Oh, no, the Churchill gun carrier. The horrors! Oh, my God, we hit his gun and we bounced. My luck is awful, as you can see. Always, though. It's always awful. Blitz has been having really weird lag lately. You can see that, too. I don't know why. It's just been lagging really, really badly. But there we go. Our first connecting shell for 433 hit points. It feels pretty good to get out those big ol' slaps because it hurts the enemy quite a bit. You're not going to be walking away when you lose a big chunk of your HP like that. And again, this Churchill gun carrier there, like, he just lost a massive chunk of his health. And, yeah, he's not really liking me all too much. Now, we were getting shot there, and I'm guessing that's by the Skoda, a very, very deadly Tier 6, I think, medium tank. And let's try and get a shell into you. Goodbye, comrade. I don't like you, you stinky. Let's push down here, hopefully away. Yes, okay, we're all fine there, fine and dandy. Let's keep pushing up. I know that those tanks are very deadly off to the side, so obviously I don't want to get hit by them, but let's get a nice shot into the eraser. No more of you, because I don't want to deal with you. We still got my teammates over here, the T-29. And with that, I'm hoping that we can just get some pretty nice shells out into the enemy team, like into the KV-2. Now, the KV-2 is a very good tank. Obviously, because of that huge alpha it carries, it is a very, very deadly tank if played correctly. But I'm going to try and play my tank to the best of its abilities here and get some big ol' shells out. I really don't want to try and poke that KV-2, though. I'm a little worried about the enemy, the KV-3 over here. But there you go. Nice shot into the side of the KV-3 for another 370 hit points. Like, that's the nice thing about this tank is it does have that huge alpha. It's one thing that I'll always say that is great about the IS tanks is that they've got that 400 damage chunk. That is pretty rare to find in any other tank of the similar tier. So let's try and get another chunk out. Oh, okay. Well, let's wiggle it back and forth. Hopefully he's going to struggle to pen me, which I'm guessing is going to be true. Because obviously, we've got pretty good armor in this thing. And unless he shoots an HE shell, he's probably going to struggle to pen me. Let's just go back and forth. Come on. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's right, buddy. You, the chat, he's so mad. That's great. Okay, well, let's finish him off. Obviously, he's not going to be able to do anything to me. So goodbye. Goodbye, comrade. I will not miss you. So we got left the KV-3 over here. We've just done about 2,200 damage, which isn't bad by any means. And we're going to reload in just a couple seconds. And reload. Thank you very much for your hit points. And all that's left is two tanks. We got the T-23E3 Nomad and as well the Skoda T-25. The Skoda, as I've said before, is a really, really deadly tank. And that's because, of course, the auto-loading gun. But It's not as deadly as an IS's 122mm HE shell flying right into the rear of his vehicle. So, for the first game, as you can see here, this was a pretty dang easy battle. We were able to do about 2,900 damage, and if we get this shell out, we'll be dealing over 3,000 damage. I honestly do think that this tank is worth the price. Like, for $10, you're getting a pretty good tank. Even though it's a collector, it is a good vehicle because, of course, it earns credits. Most collectors earn credits, and as you'll see here, we earned 67,000 credits, we did 2,900 damage, and destroyed 5 enemy vehicles. Now, obviously, not every game's going to be like that. Not every game's going to be the best game you've ever played. However, I actually really like this tank. It's good, it's mobile, it's got a good 122mm capable of ripping into enemy opponents. As you can see here, for almost 50 games, I'm 80% in the vehicle. So, of course, let's load into another game here in the Firefly Saunders. This is probably my favorite tank of the whole thing. I do like the IS-2 Pravda, but for some reason, the Firefly Saunders, I just find a really fun vehicle. I think it looks very, very clean, which is something that some of the Shermans don't. I think that the angles on this tank look really, really nice. Second of all, this carries a 17-pounder. This is, in fact, the exact same type of gun that we used to destroy the Tiger 1 carrying Michael Whitman, the deadliest tank ace ever in World War II, destroying hundreds of T-34 tanks and other vehicles like that. This tank with this gun was, well, not necessarily this tank, because this isn't really a Firefly, it's an anime version of it, but the gun used on this tank and the Firefly itself, the Sherman Firefly, was able to destroy, hitting the ammo rack of Michael Whitman's Tiger, completely pulverizing him in seconds, and that's pretty dang impressive. This gun was one big turning point for the tank battlefield in World War II, because the gun was strictly created just to be able to fight other super well-armored tanks, like, you know, the Tigers, which is very impressive. I will say it's a very good feat of the British engineers. They pretty much grabbed the Shermans and they put their own gun on it, and because of that, it was able to do pretty dang well in World War II. Now, I gotta get out of here. I'm not super fast, and I don't know what the heck is shooting that, but I'm just gonna keep on driving. Oh, there we go. A little bit of a snag in my butt there, but let's drive away, and there we are. Speed is key, obviously. Now, this gun is great because, of course, it's got 171mm of standard penetration. Now, I could have penned him in the upper plate, but because I'm a big doof, we went for the side there because I thought that he was going to over-angle his side, which most ARL players usually do. Now, the pen, as you saw there, would have easily gone through his frontal plate. And that's because the premium on this thing's like 240 or something ridiculous. It really does have great penetration going for it, which is something you want on a tier 6 vehicle, obviously. This thing's got tier 7 pen values on a tier 6 tank. That's great. That means that you really don't have to worry too much about penetrating enemy opponents. However, you do still have to worry about alpha. This tank does not carry the most alpha per shot, which isn't great, obviously, because, well, there's not much you can always do when some big ol' slap from like a BDR-G1B comes and hits you and takes you out of the battlefield. But you know what? Nice shot going into that guy. We got the KV-2 off to the side over here, who I'm going to try and get some big old shells into. There's one nice shot. Let's see if we can get the final shell out. Yeet! There you go. Nice shot finishing off the enemy KV-2. We've also got the ARL over here. Come on, go, go, go. Yeet! There you go. Nice shot into the rear. We do got a lot of tanks over here, but we're getting some nice shells out. There's our second shot into the ARL. And let's keep on going. Let's see if we can get one more. Ooh, guess it doesn't even matter. He is taken out pretty dang quickly. Now, what's left? Well, we got the Leopard, who is probably not going to stand much of a chance to our tank here. We've got way more pen than armor he has. But I will start shooting out this Loza because I do want to finish him off as well. This thing has very nice DPM, as you can see here, with only a 4.8 second reload. It's able to pump shell after shell after shell out into enemy tanks. And, well, yeah, no more Loza Sherman. We got that Leopard left, who most likely ran away somewhere into the back of the map. So that's what our next task is. Find the mighty Leopard. You can see this tank is very quick. It's actually quite impressively quick for what the tank is. There's one nice shot into the Leopard. We'll see if we can get one more out. There's no point in chasing him because, of course, that's going to be a waste of time. But there you go, 61 damage, finishing him off. I was going to try and shoot through the bridge, but then I was like, we'll just wait. So there you go. Not a bad game at all. 4 kills. We were able to get our hands on 1,580 damage. Not the most, but you can see that the tank's pretty dang decent. I would also say that, honestly, any tank in this entire deal is pretty dang good. Where is it? Bundles. Yeah, $6 for the Panzer IV isn't bad. $4 for the Hetzer's not bad. Every single tank here is a good deal, in my opinion. I think they're all pretty good tanks. You'll all enjoy them. And yeah, they're not bad whatsoever. And for $24.99, you get the whole bundle as well. I honestly don't think that's too bad. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I personally think that it's really not that bad of a deal, but that's, of course, my opinion. So hopefully all of you are doing well out there. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. The power of anime.